I'm very confident, very convicted, and I'm very hidden behind the damn scenes. So no one sees me, no one knows what I look like, what I smell like, what I eat, my crazy, my energy. They just see the consequence of living my dream of writing. So I was so nervous to perform as an artist. I've always been very comfortable in my songwriter thing, my songwriter cocoon. Hola guys, I'm MahJ, MahJ is Mrs. AbdallaHernandezJimenez, so MahJ. I was named after my father, Michael Jimenez, but I should say I was named after MJ because I prefer Michael Jackson a lot more. I'm Puerto Rican, Cuban, German, so that means I'm a mutt within my own vicinity, but my legal name also means the thing that saved my life, and that's music, so it also means MusicAdversityHealingJoy, and basically that's my life all rolled up into one thing. The first question was, what experience? I don't have a big grandiose like moment where like the big bang, like, oh, this is what I want to do, this is what I like, this is what I love, this is music. No, I honestly believe it began in my mother's womb. It's been scientifically proven for many, many decades that when the baby is in the womb, it can hear music, it can hear the mother's voice, it can hear the surroundings of the physical tummy. Even more so because it's surrounded in a fluid and it's like water sound waves, which is what music is, and any sounds in the world is sound waves, and it's amplified by water. So I was born with my mother, and I think my first performance was crying out my first breath as a newborn. That was my first performance. I came home from preschool at 3, and I learned the I'm a Little Teacup song, she said. And she said I came home and I started singing this song, I'm a little teacup short. And then I did the whole dance, and my mom said I just lit up and it was my thing. And ever since I learned that song, I was singing all the time, and she would applaud me, she would cheer me on. And she was a single mom, so she couldn't support me the best she could, but she let me sing, and she never asked me to stop singing I'm a Little Teapot. So that must have been it for me. But with my memory, I just remember listening to my mom's music. Latinas, the minute we wake up on the weekend, we start cleaning the house. So she would start blasting salsa and R&B and Motown. It was definitely Motown and salsa. So I remember just waking up with that music, and that's the way I woke up at the weekend, and it was just the best feeling. The experience of my mom cleaning the house on the weekend, blasting music, and the only way I can get through the day of cleaning and doing everything else that wasn't making music or writing poetry was singing while cleaning the house. That broom became my mic, and the rest I think is probably history. So my saving grace was and still is music. Full spectrum, a sound, the presence of silence, a word, poetry, spoken by another human as an artist or just recording. Music was my escape and my saving grace from reality as a child. I got diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder when I was 6 years old. And that's for me when I was 6, is when I was reborn. But I remember the good times. I have memory since I was 4 years old. I remember being 4 years old in Florida, watching The Sound of Music and West Side Story, and being engrossed and enchanted and just putting on my grandma's clothes, going on the bed of my grandmother in her apartment, jumping on it and singing West Side Story and Sound of Music. Singing became my escape and my happiness and my joy when everything was going good. So whatever happened to me at 5, well, my dad wasn't high off drugs. He had the best music collection. He had disco funk, he had Blondie, he had this weird music that I didn't hear usually. It was always different kind of music, like pop or my mom's Motown. He had disco funk, the Bee Gees. And I just love when he was not high, we would be in the car and he would be blasting his music and I would just sing. And even though I've changed from an innocent child at 4 to what happened to me at 5, music was my happiness and my escape. and it let me believe that there's bliss to be had no matter what I was then and now. When I was 6, music healed me. It was going to be okay, because the way I felt when I heard and sang music, it was going to be okay. And I think saving grace and escape is parallel in the terms that you need to break free and get out, and it's going to be the reason why you get out and make it. It's your escape. So just singing to cassettes, to CDs, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Barney, David Bowie within Labyrinth on the movies, whatever. There was music, and there was music everywhere because I needed it. I had a Walkman, I had a boombox, I had all the iPods, I had everything since I was a kid, because my sister was my big sister, and she had, you know, the boyfriends and the iPods and all that stuff, and she loves music. She's a dancer, so there was always music with my sister as a dancer, with my mom as a human who loves music. There was always music. But for me, it wasn't just music to clean the house. It was, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna be okay. A transformation, a regaining of power. Like, I wanna live, it's gonna be okay. I have music, this exists. And this is way before I knew you can get paid to be a songwriter. This is way before I knew you can have a job as a musician. I just knew I was gonna make it and feel empowered. The minute I opened my voice and sang, the best feeling. I felt like I was floating in air. I felt like I had a power. I was flying. It was transformational. I went places. I still go places when I close my eyes, open my mouth, and I sing. And same thing when recording a song. I close my eyes, open my mouth, and a new song comes out. And it's the best, most amazing, blissful feeling in the world. And definitely an escape. Songwriters are poets. Everything written can be poetry, but you sing it. So my first poem, before I knew that songs and songwriting and singers sing songs that are poetry, before I even knew any of that logically, my sister, my big sister, I have one sibling, my sister Shyla. She is my magical fairy. She inspires me. She wrote poetry. She was reading Silverstein and Langston Hughes. My sister's so smart. She would read poetry. She would publish poetry. And I started wanting to be like her. So I had my little Winnie the Pooh notebook, had my pencil. I'm a lefty, so I would always sit to the left of her. And we would write poetry. And my first one was not as good as hers. It wasn't deep or anything. It was to sing. My first poem, I was 8, maybe, I don't remember, 8, 9. I don't remember exactly, but it was called To Sing, and it started off like this. La 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 la, me, written down. L-A, 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 M-E, M-E, M-I, 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 M-I. That was just a warm-up, but I love to sing. And I think it was from Sound of Music, and I just love the fact the solfeggio and how you would warm up to sing, you know, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And it was your warm-up. And that was what I wrote my first poem, To Sing, and it was about me warming up, getting ready to sing. And it ended with, I love to sing. I was 11 when I wrote my first song. And that came with everything. The verse 1, the hook, verse 2, a bridge. It was just a long poem that I can sing, and it told a story. And it was about this boy messing with a girl's heart, and it was literally called Messing with My Heart. And I was 11 years old, and I wrote it down, and it wasn't just a poetry. It had melodies attached to it. So that's what makes it a song. You got a poem that you can sing with the melodies, pitch, dynamic, a genre, like a certain road it's on. I guess it was R&B. I can sing it for you right now. 11 years old. Don't judge me. What are you doing to me? Baby, can't you see that you don't seem to care for me? You don't think to even call me back. It's so easy to see you're messing with my heart, and so you got me going out of control. That was cool. I was like, okay, cool. I wrote a song. Yay! 11. I still didn't know that you can get paid to be a songwriter. I didn't know that was a job you can have. I didn't know what kind of job I wanted to be. It wasn't a question that was asked to me. It wasn't in my mind at the time or ever a concern or priority. But when I moved out when I was 17, yeah, because by then I was in high school, I did musicals, I did chorus. I found out you could be a singer, you could be a performer, you can, have a job doing this. And it was a game changer. So musicals, I was the youngest student in my high school to do concert chorus. And all the time I'm just writing songs. But it got crazy. I had so many notebooks, so many songs and poetry that I was able to sing and put melodies to. I started organizing it into ABC order by genre. I started listening to different music. Oh, that's country, that's R&B, that's soul, that's jazz. I love jazz. So as a songwriter, I've written many genres. I used to put my songs, my papers into ABC order by title, by genre. It was just this obsession to be organized because it was getting out of control. I got my keyboard when I was 17. That was my gift for my whole family. I started playing with it, different chords to go with the music and the poetry. I researched all the yellow pages, all the studios and recording when I knew this was a job you can have. So at 17, I went ham. I collected information, studios, directors. My boyfriend became my manager. Shout out to Jonathan, God bless you. He wrote my first business card, and I was a singer, songwriter. That was a job. And that was the beginning of still my journey that I'm on right now as a songwriter. When I moved out on my own when I was 20, I submitted myself to be elected by ASCAP, which is the Association of Songwriters and Publishers, Authors and Publishers. I submitted a CD of my song, Didn't You Know? It's a love song. And I submitted the lyrics printed out with the copyright. So when you are preparing as a songwriter, you have to submit the audio of the song and the physical reading format of the song in one. And you have to surrender it to whatever you're submitting it to. I submitted it, I got approved, I became an ASCAP songwriter in 2009, and it was the most amazing feeling. It was just like a game changer because they accepted me and said, yeah, you're a songwriter. You're a songwriter. But I didn't get paid for that. I didn't get any money for it. That was just the beginning of, I'm a songwriter. What do I do next? I've always been very shy. When I'm alone in my room, in my office, I had recorders for Sony. I would record all my songs, which is recording the poetry and the melody and the dynamic and the musicality of a song. I started with ASCAP. They have like expos and opportunities for songwriters to meet each other and to collaborate. Collaboration is a beautiful thing. My first big project was a production company through Sony. I was working with another beautiful songwriter. I was young. She was 44, Levita Davis, amazing woman. We had to write a song supposedly for Beyonce for a remake of a movie they were doing within Sony. I can't tell you the title of the name, but that movie never came. It's not out yet. So we wrote a song for Beyonce called Honey, Honey. Well, it's called Honey. And we had the track. It's an R&B track. And the two producers, one of them was Dana. Hey, Dana Bird. Pretend you are Beyonce pregnant with twins, which is funny because she ended up having twins in the future. Pretend you are Beyonce pregnant with twins, barefoot, calling out to your man Jay-Z, come home, I love you. That was the prompt with the track, right? So you have to listen to the track and throw ideas. And we wrote Honey in like 15 minutes. The most amazing experience. And then the production company takes that song, we copyright it, we sign off on a writer's agreement, a publishing contract. If you are a songwriter, you have different publishing contracts with different kinds of songwriters and artists. It's definitely a daunting, not inspiring, encouraging process, but it's part of the job, right? I'm just there to make music and write songs. So the political process of it is you have to submit it, copyright it, have a master copy of it, sign off your rights and your names. I'm the songwriter on this. And then if you're a vocalist like I am, you can reference sing it. So we wrote the song and we recorded it, and that's how you do it if you're collaborating with other artists. In the beginning, it's going to be banter and working together with other like-minded individuals, going to cafes, going to open mic, meeting songwriters and artists and creatives like you, and just making music together. I remember some guitarists would come over to my studio. and we would just write songs with no tracks. Or producers need songwriters because they are engineers. They create music tracks with no voice, no songs, just instrumental beds, and they need writers who can write songs and sing them. So I'm a staff writer, a reference singer, which is two different jobs, to write songs and sing them, reference, to shop them to other artists, other production companies, other deadline submissions, whether it's for a movie, a soundtrack, an artist in development, an existing big artist. It could be a demo for many different things, whether they need a 3-second disco funk song for a movie scene or a commercial, a jingle. You get paid royalties, percentages, to write songs and then referencing them if you have that gift as well. And you have to sign contracts and non-disclosures, and it gets political, but at the end of the night, you are writing songs. You have the challenge of a new sound of track and new humans to collaborate with. And let me tell you, I've written the best songs collaborating with producers. Snake Eyes, he inspired the best songs and the best songwriters, Davida Davis, Timothy Ruiz, MJ. The best songs are people that you collaborate with, because it's two miracles joined together to create one little miracle called a song. All right, guys, I hope my little story of my little unique life as a songwriter could encourage you and educate you, give you some insight, inspire you to follow your dreams, whether it's writing poetry, writing songs, cooking recipes, building houses, creating a garden, making clothes, modeling clothes, creating computers, teaching other people. I hope it inspires you to follow your dreams, because it's been there since you were a kid. If it's something that's been with you since you're a kid, you kind of can't deny it. It's going to catch up to you either way. So if you're passionate about something, keep doing it, because life is short. And if you do something you love, you keep doing it, you will get paid to do it. You know, find a way. There's so many opportunities now, especially nowadays with the social media and the new streaming musics. I can reach out to 1 million people overnight with one song, just uploading on the internet. It's insane. But there is politics, there is the industry, there is business, and that gets very daunting. It's part of it. It's not like what you think when you're a kid, but it's better because it's real. And despite all the obstacles and vultures and the adversity, whatever you do that you love, like for me, it's music, you're going to find a way to make it happen for you. And it will happen for you, and it won't be the way you see it, but as long as you feel alive, the way I do when I make music, and I sing and I perform on stage, and I can die right now and die happy. I will die singing and writing music to my very last breath, which is crazy because I have 2 lung diseases. But follow your dreams, and I am a MahJ, MahJ, and that stands for Music Adversity Healing Joy, and also Mrs. AbdallaHernandezJimenez. But Music Adversity Healing Joy. Find your passion despite the adversity. Let it heal you and let it bring you joy. Stay inspired.
Enough is enough is